Predators.
Hey, I'm Nick.
I'm Dan.
Good, way to catch that. Today we're going to talk about a little something dangerous, something crazy, something that makes my heart go, oh my god. It's the uber optimist. It's Mr. Cheer Me Up. It's Mr. Pep. He's got pep in his step. He's got a lot to spare. All he is pie in the sky, apple pie guy. There's a song that's something like that. These people are dangerous because they're too happy. They're too optimistic. They're not grounded in reality. They're psychopaths. And they are to be avoided at all costs. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
It's instead of murdering people, they try to fill them with cheer. And their version of cheer is dangerously scary.
It's scary when it's out of place. I think we mentioned in a previous episode, Office Space. The dude who works at, what's the name? Tchotchkes?
Would anybody like some pizza poppers?
He just has so much flair all over his body. And he's like... And he's so happy, and you're like, oh my god, I hate that guy.
They make you feel even more negative than you actually are.
Some people are too friggin' positive. It's like...
I'd like to see that guy at a funeral.
He was so cool. Oh my god, I love that.
Best guy ever was.
Yeah, there's too much. It's like... Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So, you don't want to be a downer. See previous episode entitled whatever the hell we entitled it. Pessimist. So the optimist is dangerous because they're always looking on the bright side. Like, the boss can screw you over, ruin vacation days, and then say, by the way, we all have to stay till 6 tonight, and you all have to do it. And they're like, oh, that's okay. I mean, they treat us pretty well elsewise. Let's just power through it, guys. Power through it. And they say things like that, and you're like, you want to punch them. Like, it's almost like they're the opposite of the people who will start a revolution.
I feel like those people, even though they're ill-equipped to handle like management tasks, they get them anyway because they're trying to put a good foot forward. They're the one that's always trying. It's like, if the world was like working properly, the people who are trying and failing, they shouldn't be leading because they're actually failing.
They literally are failing, but they try and they're so happy when they do it that people are like, let it go. These guys, just let it go.
God bless them.
He's got something. What has he got? He's got something.
An overactive dopamine producer.
Is that true? Is that a real condition?
I mean, if you can be clinically diagnosed as depressed, you can probably be clinically diagnosed as...
too happy.
Yeah, excessive happiness.
It's interesting. I mean, there's no room for reality if that's the case. Like, there's no room to be grounded in anything or see something that needs change or see something where... I feel like to be a complete human being, you have to have the whole cycle. I mean, you have to be able to be happy, sad, upset, mad. You have to be able to do all of it. And when you're only stuck in one position, you stunt your growth. Like, you can't process the real world. So they're out of their mind.
There's a piece there that I guess we haven't touched very much. Is that like the points in my life that I've grown have been the frustrating points, the points that require the most effort, the most work, the most pain, the most stress. And even when I was younger, I remember like playing games and we had those giant CRT monitors that had glass screens. I remember punching those things until like my hand hurt because I was mad at the game, but having pain and realizing and making that moment like really defined helps you like grow and become more focused. And punching to not punch the CRT
because you were not good at a video game.
Yes.
Is your moment of growth?
It's that sort of thing.
I'm all for it because you know what I used to do with my NES controllers when I would die too many times or I swear I jumped? No. I would bite the wire as hard as I could. There were bite marks on my wires. I'm not sure. I'm not a biter. I don't chew on pens. For some reason, the Nintendo controller... biting it gave me extreme catharsis. Like, I was so mad. Wow. I should bite a Nintendo controller. Cool.
Yeah. Right
today,
here.
Like, really, right here, right now. You need failure. You need to be pissed off. Yeah. Dude, if you bite it as hard as you can, like you feel this weird.
It is there like that. It has a nice like elastic feel to it when you get in there and kind of like. Yeah, but what did you learn from that, Nick? Did you grow past it?
No, it did not help me grow. In fact, I've been waiting to bite another Nintendo controller all these years.
Yeah.
But
well, I was going to bring up an example of like current day stress, but that's too much for people.
That's too much for me.
There are also people that are like.
Those people are stressed out? I think they can be.
Do you think it's anxiety that forces them to be happy, and then when no one's around, they just turn into a ball of like.
Oh my god, I'm gonna lose our job! Oh my god, yay! Like they're like, what is wrong with you?
They go home and they just sweat on the drive home, shaking.
They usually avoid fights and stuff. Like they're not argumentative at all. They're not. I think that's another problem. They don't really fight for themselves. They're
excessively
more
passive.
peacemakers.
Yeah,
100%. They're very passive because they love being happy. They love the optimism. They love looking at the bright side and being like, well, this is God's plan.
Goodness.
Okay. Sure, it's God's plan, dude.
It's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. We're going to come out better for it. We're going to come out so much better for it. But these people, how do you avoid them? Is that the next step?
I don't know. Sometimes it's good to have them around.
I agree.
It's
kind of good to have some negative people too, because I love shitting on shitters, and talking shit on a shitter. Same way you would do it about an optimist.
I guess the other way is to play off those negative people with the positive people. Put them side by side
on a team. Oh my god, that'd be great. You would like that, wouldn't you? What do you mean, Jerry? This is great. I guess he's Don. So anyway,
Jerry and Don, Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Don and Jerry. And Don's always like, you're so full of shit. And Jerry's like, ha, that's just silly. That's just silly. I think we should just do whatever the boss says. We should work extra. Can you imagine? This job is great. And Don's like, yeah, this job's hell. It's like, I love to see a byplay between the two, like extremes. It's a good point. But there is a time where you want to avoid them or tell them to shut the hell up. Or you're having a bad day at work, or you're like really swamped, and they just like, well, God bless us, each and every one.
They're always oblivious. That's the problem, is when they intercept like your life, and then they take it for a ride. It's usually in like a group meeting, and we just keep like, excuse me, did you forgot to mention, it's like, I just want to get out of here as soon as possible. Could you shut up?
So they were the kid that raised their hand and said, you forgot to assign homework.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You forgot to give us homework. And the whole class just turns and it's like, oh, that look. Have you ever accidentally done that or anything?
No.
Me? Are you sure? You didn't do? Well,
I'm not a goody two shoes.
You wouldn't do it on purpose, but what I could picture you doing by accident, and I could be totally wrong on this, is being like, oh, were we going to hand in those assignments we did? And everyone going, oh, Jesus Christ, because you did it. Remember that? You didn't
try to pad my score.
Like,
no one else did this. Oh, I got it ready.
I'm ready. Okay.
The reverse happened is when this was like sophomore year of high school, when we had to research a book and then write biographies on the people in that book, and there were like 6 people. So I was like 10 pages of work, and then the teacher said, "No, it's okay. We don't need those."
Was it by Chinua Achebe?
Chinua Achebe? No, that's things fall apart. This was Hiroshima.
So, I didn't have to read that.
Yeah. Well,
sounds dark.
I was the one that was like, this is bullshit. I spent like a week writing this damn paper, and the people who didn't get off like away from it. And so I was like, if this is this is more work than I've ever done for any class ever, because I actually wrote biographies for all these people. And then I made sure that it was actually collected. So I did the parent to like dean route to down back to teacher, and then the next day the teacher was like, I'm gonna have to collect those. It's like, and I'm sitting there like, damn right, you guys, bastard.
I told everyone, I called it. I know you weren't you forgot to assign homework guy, but anyway. So these people, peppy, uppy, they make you look bad at work too. We didn't even touch on that. We're like, why can't you be happy like Jerry? He's over there smiling, stamping things, and you're like, Jerry's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You're thinking it, but you can't say it to yourself. You're like, yeah, I'll get on that.
Yeah, I'll smile more.
Jerry's over here. He's like, smile while you dial. They can hear your teeth. You're like, oh, Charlie, you son of a bitch. So no, I think they're to be avoided for the most part, but they're all around us. You work with them, you go to school with them, they do class projects, they're your neighbors.
Yeah.
You can't avoid them entirely. You can only hope to contain that happiness.
What I like to do is just like, I'd like to separate myself by pulling myself apart from them and just start carving my way into my own little bubble. So then you can separate.
And cutting off pieces?
Yeah.
Your mutual pieces?
It's like he's super happy, but he does a shit job, and here's my better job. Which one do you want? It's like he's not gonna shit happiness all over me. I don't want to be covered in unicorn poop. Like, that doesn't mean I'm better. I want to be better.
Don't be covered in unicorn poop. That's a great quote, actually. That's great.
Thank you.
Well, sum it up. We'll try and avoid these people, but that silver lining is coming to destroy us all.
Mm-hmm.
So
that ray of sunshine. Pull out my umbrella.
Coming to just obliterate our lives. Good luck out there. Predators.